the move. If you want to get into the college football playoff, you've got to win big games right now, and we have a clash of ranked opponents coming up in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Texas Tech Red Raiders, Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock, Texas. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Miami Hurricanes. Taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with Dave Pollock and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. And he'll just take the lead in this drive. We'll start at the 25. So Miami's offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know having played the position, when we had a big game, just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads, he showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to defensive coordinators coming into this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. They'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
Balls it in. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Looking downfield on first down. He's got the back in the middle. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. The Canes in the hurry up. Out of the gun to give to the back. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? The Red Raider crowd rising to the occasion to help its defense on third down. Works the middle. He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Now the play fake. Pressure is effective on the defense. They knock it down just behind the midfield stripe of the 48.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. A strike downfield. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense.
And it's on third downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
And the Hurricanes with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Second down, he'll throw it. They'll run the screen. Nowhere to go and not much to show for that one. They're setting the tone on this opening drive. 10 plays coming here on third and short. To the ground to try to move the chains. They stopped him cold in the backfield, and all he needed was inches on third down. Now on fourth down, they'll send out the field goal unit. He'll try to put up the 3-ball from 43 yards away. And he barely got enough of that one to somehow tuck it into the left corner just over the crossbar. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
And on this opening drive, the D gave up some yards, but that's okay. They buckled down when they needed to. They forced the field goal, keeping the home crowd still engaged, still excited, and now they get the football.
quarterback, the ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Texas Tech Red Raiders offense will go to work for the first time. And they are going to be met up front by a defensive line group that is going to make life miserable on the offensive line and the quarterback in this whole offense, David.
And this offense is fully aware of the challenge in front of them. This defensive line is quick, they're physical, they're powerful. They wreck games. They individually take over because of their greatness. It's focal point 1, 2, and 3, Jason.
They're physical and athletic, and that's the thing that's so dynamic about this position group, right? They stop the run, they get after your quarterback. Tremendous challenge for this offensive line to try and match that physicality. We'll see if they can get it done.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Finds his tight end. He gets it out to the 28-yard line. Not enough to pick up the first down. And the Red Raiders will call on their punt team. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Sends his first one of the day on the way. We didn't see much of him in that victory last week. Just called on one time. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. So they put up some early points and now to build on this 3-0 lead. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Flips it out to the back. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. And the Cage will hustle to the line. They'll run play action. High space on the right. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. You get a guy who can do that on the outside, and it's sort of in the DNA of Miami's program.
Yeah, just speed. Those are guys that put fear in you. Those are the track stars that the Sunshine State produces so many of them. Those guys can absolutely football.
No huddle here for the offense. Motion from the wideout. They'll go to work in the air on second down. He finds a soft spot in the middle. And he's brought down after a nice game. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one. From the gun, the ground game.
And nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you've got to be prepared.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Noses his way forward, maybe gets one. They'll mark it at the 18. Guns up, and so is the noise. The crowd electric, trying to help Tech on this third down. Got his man on the right. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8. He's looking to pass. Big fella moving. That completion has him right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
Tight end now in motion. Power ahead. Touchdown, Miami. Great job by the back on the option. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Makes the grab. It's Harvin. They'll guide him out of bounds down at the 25-yard line.
Really nice job on the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. Challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. First play of the period will be a second down. Here we go. Back to pass. Finds the tight end. Has plenty for the first down, and they stop him at the 28.
That's tough for the defense. The tight end's just so big and physical, it's hard to drag him down. You only needed a few yards to get that first down. Defense will have to do a better job next time.
Wide open downfield. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 34 with the first down.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, is becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
The give to the back. Fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll move the wide receiver. Wants to fire on second down. Finds his man. It's Stone. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. The Red Raiders come to the line with a new set of downs.
I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Here's the handoff. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So
just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And you usually don't bring in dime packages for running teams. You bring in dime because you know they're going to throw the football. You got more speed on the back end to cover, and defensive linemen know they have their job to do. And their job is to go get that quarterback and get that sucker on the ground.
This guy can throw it. And the fourth down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football.
And they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback, not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
Off the RPO, complete.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he can.
Fires into traffic, and it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job of reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking down the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last round.
Instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on fourth downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Looking to throw on first down. Got it set up on the outside. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 28.
those screen plays, you really want to sell it, get it to your running back, and get him to the second level. Get him running full head of steam on a safety, on a linebacker. He almost got going, but just got tackled before he could really do any damage.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Defense getting stingier in their own end of the field. It's 3rd and long from the 28. Makes the catch. It's home. Out of bounds after a big pickup on the play. Just a couple of yards short of the goal line. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open. Who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and it's a math equation. Nice job. He sees the numbers. I got numbers out wide. I got blockers that can go make a play. Get it to my playmaker. He does the rest. Gets in for 6.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, every game in the Big Ten so very critical. How about this one today? Clemson has the lead right now. Feels like they've been on top since they ran down the hill, but they haven't been able to pull away. They're up by 4 over Illinois. We'll circle back to this Big Ten battle. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
How about that one? They'll be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield. And the Canes, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Wants to throw on 1st down. Fires to the big ball. Ball is loose. That is a serendipitous turn of events with the fumble going out of bounds. They'll maintain possession. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. The Hurricanes can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Good timing on the quick out. Bounced out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
Great job by the receiver catching that curl route. And did you see the way he came back to the football? That's a great lesson for a lot of young receivers out there. You create separation by coming back to the quarterback.
This defense has got to be better in coverage. You want to get off the field, you got to keep defending. You got to do something to make the offense feel uncomfortable. So far, way too easy for this offense.
To the air on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. What a job to lay out and make the catch.
Man, I love those guys that are willing to put their body on the line, and he does it right here, man. Just lays out. That ball's coming in. You can see it from several yards out, making that play, laying out, keeping the football from touching the turf. Great concentration, great effort by the receiver.
The Canes will have it 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the tight end. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the 1st down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. And the Hurricanes had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Big guy smells it. That completes pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on second and goal. Looking downfield very late in the half. Looking for the goal line. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. The offense will quickly use the timeout. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking for the touchdown on third and goal. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line. On fourth down, they'll try to get something out of this drive before the end of the half. A really short kick, but you've got to have that angle just right. No good. It's still a 3-point game after the miss.
That's just a chip shot. That's just a field goal they got to make, guys.
Just enough time for one final play in this half. Looking to throw on first down. That's caught. It's Harvey. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've got a terrific atmosphere there today in Lubbock. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas at Jones AT&T Stadium.
He'll start the return inside the scrum. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments. They've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think even if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Just a short pass to the tight end. Gets it out across the 40. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 42 as this offense trying to put together a good drive. And the Red Raiders in a good spot here with second and short. Wants to go up top. Grab near the marker. It's Holt. He goes down at the 47 after a 5-yard pickup. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Grab near the stick to the top. And this defense was flailing as he weaved his way and got down to the 26. First down and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys into coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
Really need to pick up some yardage this time on second and long. Got it in the middle, it's Harvey, and he's dragged down.
And that is is exactly where the football was supposed to go. Offensive coordinators call drag routes, anticipating man coverage. Even though the ball's only traveling 2, 3, 4 yards down the field, if the receiver is able to get a rub and create some separation, the quarterback hits him in stride, that little completion can turn into a 20, 30-yard gain.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
The Red Raiders come to the line trying to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Starts a drive, trying to go up top. Under fire. It's complete to the left. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. And the Canes want to crank the tempo. Second down, they'll go to the air. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Gets it out quickly. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. The Red Raider crowd rising to the occasion to help its defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires downfield. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. And the Canes will try to pin them back with the punt. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong, only called on twice in the victory last week. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
Catch in the middle. It's Stone. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down mark.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy finish.
And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on 4th down, right? Obviously trailing. We're in the second half, but we saw them try to go for it on 4th down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
On 4th down, trying to find his man. Big tight end makes the grab. 1st down, still on his feet. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. And the Red Raiders come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Running back searching for a hole. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
I don't know, man. If I'm on defense here and I'm watching the way my D-line's getting manhandled, I might have to put more guys in the box. I might have to sacrifice a safety and try to get more hats.
Intercepted. The defense has set him up. Takes it the other way. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricane.
I love this free safety and how he plays center field. And oftentimes, he's able to bait QBs into bad decisions. He did it right there. Made the quarterback think he was dropping one way, put his foot in the ground, got in front of that pass, and then showed you the wheels, returning it for a touchdown.
PAT unit on the field. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. South Carolina steamrolled its way to victory today. They scored on turnovers, they scored on gadget plays, an all-around masterpiece that'll give the folks in Columbia a ton of confidence. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that. It sounds as if they had a good one there. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Looking to fire. Finds his man. It's Harmon. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Makes the catch. It's home. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain. We've reached a break, and Miami is holding onto the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. So first down, we'll open up the final period. Looking to throw on first down. That's caught. It's Hope. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. The Red Raiders are moving quickly down the field. Lost a throw on first down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that's kind of how their day's gone, right? Like they haven't protected their guy up front, and that's why they haven't been explosive and scored a bunch of points, man. Position number 1 for every offense. Like, if we're going to throw, we got to protect him. And just right there, he gets hit again. He's been sacked several times. Like, this offensive line's got to do a better job.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Gonna look downfield again. Grabbed in the middle. It's Harden. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
Ball down, and they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. New set of downs after the completion. To the air on first down. Over the middle, it's Harden. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
You just get the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead, it's late, and they're going to try to tackle everybody inbounds. Offense is going to have to really work for this and be smart. You got to attack the sidelines. You got to throw first downs. You got to keep this thing moving vertically down the field.
Run out of bounds, they'll start him at the 24.
That's just a very easy, comfortable throw for the quarterback. He knows he has his big target, the tight end, running across the field on the drag. Nice play.
Puts it out of the air. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On first and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
Going to swing it on second down. Can't hang on in the end zone, and that one is going to drive him crazy when he watches it. It'll be third down.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football. You saw that there on the incompletion.
If they can get it into the end zone here, they can really... And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
But how about the big fella right in the middle of this 3-4 defense, getting the pass rush. He just anchors down and just pushes the interior of this offensive line right back into the lap of the quarterback.
Just drives it between the uprights. They're back to within a touchdown. 17-10 is the score.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. There he goes. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Time is on their side, and they're going to wind that play clock all the way down. To the air on second down. They're working that left side. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Guns up, and so is the noise. The crowd electric, trying to help Tech on this third down. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The Hurricanes will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. They'll send the back in motion. Snap to the back. No whip. Ball squirting all over the place. Finally went out of bounds, and this offense will be lucky that it's only a safety.
Huge play by this defense. This game had an opportunity to get very, very interesting. They step up, make the big play, make this a 2-possession game now with that safety and getting the football back.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing and put this lead down.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so you got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The officials stopped the clock for the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is that much closer to victory. They got to come up with a big play on this third and long. Finding open areas. Oh, he's got some space. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices. The Canes getting set on 1st and 10. And they'll take a knee.
This offense did what they needed to do. They knew it was going to be tough, having to deal with the noise here on the road. Job well done.
Not all close games are created equal, but this one, man, what a ride. A matchup between a couple of ranked teams, and certainly it was a memorable one.
No doubt about it. I think there were a lot of eyeballs watching this game, not just fans of these two teams, but people maybe outside of conference affiliation looking in because this is a ranked matchup. So when you get this win, this is huge in the eyes of the committee with respect to the college football playoff. This win just means more.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, for the college football playoff picture, how big is it to get a big win, a ranked win, who now you're probably going to be matched up head-to-head with who's better, who's going to make the playoff. Big feather in the cap, big day for them.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.